Boom, we are recorded and we are now sharing the presentation. Perfect. All right, can everybody see that? Give me a thumbs up if you can see my screen. Perfect. Cool. All right, what we're going to go ahead and do is look at this top quote. Consistency in your action is one thing, but consistency in your attitude is everything. I want you to write that down. Consistency in your action is one thing, but consistency in your attitude is everything. The reason why I love this quote, the reason why I think this quote is so unbelievably powerful is simply because of this. I simply believe that at the end of the day, thought mechanics and not just controlling, but mastering your inner self is the true key to unlocking financial success and happiness. That's my belief. I believe if you truly want to be filled up with happiness and joy, you need to master your attitude. If you want to master your bank account, you need to master your attitude. You need to be living in a state of affirmation, a state of positivity, and it's not fake. It's real. But it takes time to rewire and program yourself. A book I would recommend for that is a book called Talent Code by Daniel Coyle. Talent Code. That is not a book you've probably ever been recommended or ever heard of. Daniel Coyle is basically a neuroscience. He works directly with the New York Yankees, with the Cleveland Indians, with the Cleveland Cavaliers. When LeBron was there, he directly works with hardwiring and rewiring people's brains through a skill set he calls myelin. Myelin is actually the name of skill set in your brain, in your neural pathways, and it's actually an electromagnetic shock. When you have a thought, it's actually an electric magnetic thought, and the more times you have that thought, the deeper the myelin builds in your brain, and the more you shoot that same thought over and over again, the easier it is to habitually believe that. An example of this is brushing your teeth. Brushing your teeth, okay? When you wake up in the morning, it's one of your first thoughts every single morning for 20 plus, 30 plus, 40 plus, 50 plus years, however old you are. And it's easier to wake up and brush your teeth and not think about it the longer you live life, because it's more times you think about it. Tying your shoes is the same thing. Standing in line in school, the reason why they teach you that in preschool is by the time it's second or third grade, everyone just lines up in school in a straight line once the bell rings, because that thought has been fired so many times. We need to rewire our brains to not just stand in line or tie our shoes or brush our teeth, but how to attract six-figure relationships, 6- and 7-figure business opportunities, 6- and 7-figure work ethic, 6- and 7-figure masterminds that you can go out and put on. And even just walking to Starbucks, even just getting in your Uber, you attract a different Uber driver because of how you think. It's not chance or luck. It's a direct reflection of the thoughts that you put out. So I know I'm spending a lot of time here before we get into this specific skill, but I want you to write this down. My brain is a transmitter and receiver of frequencies. My brain is a transmitter and receiver of frequencies. Here's the crazy thing that most of you might not know. Your brain works like your cell phone. It's a lot more powerful than your cell phone, but it's very similar. Your cell phone is connected to what we call GPS, satellites. And whenever you tell it to do something, whether it's text this person, call this person, FaceTime this person, Instagram search this person, it shoots up that direct message into a satellite, which then shoots another message back to your phone, and that's what you see on your screen. That's called the internet. That's how your cell phone works. That's actually what's happening. Your brain is very similar, except it's about 1 million times faster, and it's incredibly deeper than just looking up Instagram. And so I need you guys to realize that your consistency and your attitude and your thoughts is going to determine what you then see back. Instead of you seeing it on your screen, you're actually seeing it in your real life. So if you're seeing some value already on the first slide, drop a 333. Let me know if you guys are understanding, you're vibing, you're getting this. This is going somewhere for you. so I can see kind of what's going on. Okay, perfect. You guys are following me. So let's get into powering down. As you can see, the numbers have jumped since we got on. So if you guys are loving this, enjoying this, make sure your team's on this. Make sure your people are on this. This is going to be key. So slide number 2, what is your goal? What is the goal of powering down? The goal of powering down is to create a continuous flow of new people coming into your business every day. Every single day. Raise your hand on this call right now as you look at me if you would like a continuous flow of new people coming in your business every single day. Every day, new people. Every day, new people. That is what I'm going to teach you. Recruiting is amazing, and I love it, and I'm pretty skilled at it, but this right here is how you get wealthy. You can only recruit for so long. You can only sign up so many people for so long. You need to learn the skill set of how to power down, and that's what we're going to go through tonight. Here's the dynamic of connectedness. How do you build depth? Just the overall concept, guys, of powering down is simply this. You sign up Nate. Nate gets started as a new person. Then what? It's launching the newest member the right way. It's then having him introduce you to his friend group as soon as possible through opportunity calls, through meetings, through Zoom presentations, through watching YouTube videos. It's helping him set a goal to go P600 in his first 30 days, and it's making sure that happens. And then you treat all 12 of those new people, once you help him launch, as if they're your own personal enrollments, and you go do the launch calls with them. You go do the strategy sessions with them. You help them plug into MetaTrader 4. You help run team calls with them. You help them now go P600, and you start to drive depth in your organization. Because here's the thing, the person that you necessarily bring into the business might not take you to chairman, might not take you to chairman 50, chairman 100, chairman 500. What's crazy is if you look at Matt and Jason, their top leaders have been from someone who enrolled someone, who enrolled someone, who enrolled someone, who knew this guy in Argentina, who enrolled someone, who enrolled someone, who enrolled someone, who enrolled someone, who knew this guy in Trinidad, who popped off, called Gary McSween, and he went chairman 50, chairman 100. That's how it happened, but you had to power down and drive depth. So understand this, guys. This is a relationship business. This is a relationship business. Relationships are a byproduct of the system that you create. You cannot spend individual time with everybody. So the system is for the masses, and it holds everyone together. Your job is to develop leaders. Your job is to develop leaders. That's through personal development. That's through team calls. Guys, here's how you build leaders. You work with them. You run calls with them. You go to events with them. You do strategy sessions with them. You practice their presentation with them. You practice how to close with them. You practice how to launch the newest member the right way with them. It's experiential is how you build leadership in your organization. It's investing into other people and creating a dynamic of connectedness. Ask yourself, do you have a dynamic of connectedness in your organization? And if you're listening to this information, and let's say you don't have a team yet, or let's say you have an incredibly small team, understand that by taking these notes, by staying plugged in, by spending this time on your Monday night that I promise I will respect, you're investing in that future team. You're investing in that future organization. You're investing in that newest customer. You need to ask yourself this, is a newest customer a better and easier person tomorrow than it is today? How can you make their experience better? How can you help them win faster? You have to know something that you didn't know. In order for tomorrow to be better, you need to learn something today. So if you're listening to this and this doesn't yet maybe apply, I'm encouraging you to hang on and know that the second you do get somebody started, you're going to be in the right place because you know how to power down. So next slide. You guys see slide number 4? Thumbs up if you see slide number 4. Cool, making sure my screen share is working. You need to create and you need to have absolute clarity with people's why. Why are they in IML? Why do they trade? Why do they want to build a business? Why are they taking this very unconventional route to see success? Why are they stepping outside of their comfort zone? Why? You must know what they want out of their why. You have to know what they want out of their why. And then lastly, you must understand and connect with your leaders. Be genuine, be authentic. Authentic is directly synonymous with leadership. Being authentic is directly synonymous with being a leader. Leadership is influence, nothing more, nothing less. Leadership is influence, nothing more and nothing less. So if it's influence, what's the easiest way to influence people? By being yourself, by being genuine, by being authentic, by being true, not by being somebody else, but by being the best version of yourself. However, don't let being authentic say, oh, who I am is who I always have to be. You should always be becoming that better version and more authentic of who you are. The Jason Brown that I knew 4 years ago isn't the Jason Brown today. That doesn't mean he's not authentic. That means he's growing. He's just now genuinely transparent and authentic like he was then, but he's evolved into a different creature. He's evolved into a different leader. He's evolved into a different business person. So understand that it's okay to be authentic, but it's also okay to grow. It's also okay to try new things. It's also okay to listen to new people. It's also okay to say, you know what? I might not know everything I need to know yet, but I'm going to work towards it. I'm going to progress forward. I'm going to simply, move forward and take one step at a time. And then this one's huge. People don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. Sounds cliche, heard it maybe a million times, but understand when you're powering down with people, your goal is to create a relationship with somebody you don't know yet. You're reaching out saying, hey man, welcome to the team on Facebook. Hey man, welcome to the team on Instagram. Hey man, welcome to the team on Telegram. But it's turning that, hey, welcome to the fam. Hey, welcome to the 1%. Hey, welcome to the best group. Hey, welcome to this. But then it's turning from that into a, hey man, I would love to know why you do this. Hey man, let me help you set up your Hugo's Way and your MT4. Hey man, let's hop on and talk about your goals and dreams, your first 30, 60, 90 days with trading, with building the business. Do you know anybody else that wants to learn? So you got to let people know how much you care by actually doing something that lets them know that, not just telling them. Here's a phenomenal exercise I want all of us to do right now. Write down 3 of your top leaders right now. And if you don't have 3 leaders, start writing down maybe qualities with people you want to attract. Write down 3 of your top leaders in your business right now. It's April 1st. Happy April Fools. Most importantly, it's the start of a brand new month. A brand new month. If you're not seeing the results you want to see yet, which none of us are. None of us are seeing the results exactly we want to see. That's why we're on the call. Right? Because we all want a little bit more. It may have been a great month last month. It may not have been. It doesn't matter. We want April to be better either way, regardless. So write down the 3 top leaders and ask yourself, do you know their why? Do you know why they do iMarkets Live? Do you know why they do this? Ask yourself that. Why do they do iMarkets Live? Why do they trade? One thing that I absolutely love about, someone like Christopher Derrick is he talks about constantly, he talks about his daughter. I do this for my daughter. I do this for my daughter. You're ever on a call with Jason? I'm doing this for mom. I'm doing this to impact more people, right? You hear it for time and time and time and time and time again. So ask yourself, do you know their why? So here's the power down principle. When people join their business, there's a strong sorting process. I was just on a quick little call with Dustin and Colt, who just got on here. And so there's a system that we have in our organization when the newest member gets started. When you go to the 1% Movement website, whenever you click team training, 90-day game plan, walking people through downloading MetaTrader 4, set up Hugo's Way, get plugged in, make sure they have, all of the apps that they need, make sure they have all of the products that they need, setting people up. But once they're set up and you find a builder, you need to connect with them and have a strategy session with them. Hey, what's your goal? What does Platinum 600 even mean? What does P1000 even mean? What does P150 mean? How can I make an extra $1,000 a month? How can I make an extra $5,000 a month? How can I hit 6 figures? Have that strategy session. Break down, hey, month 1, we're going to go P600. We're going to add 12 new customers in your organization. We're going to do that by you personally enrolling 4, and we're going to help each of them go P150. Not great at math, but 4 times 3 is 12. Let's help you get 4, them go out, hit P150, boom, you're now P600. First 30 days. Now let's help those 12 new customers that just got started in your business. 4 of them you got started, the rest 8 that were attracted into your business. So now that those people just got started, how can we help every single one of them go P150? Now you're P2. Now you're making an extra $2,000 a month in your first 45 days. So you need to hop on with them individually and have that strategy session. Hey, what's the game plan? What's the goal? What are the tools? What are the resources? How do I do this? And as a leader, you got to ask yourself, not why hasn't somebody else done this for me? Why haven't I done this for my team? And if you are doing it for your team, maybe is it time to do it again, or do it deeper, or do it further, or do it more often? If you're less than P2, there's no reason you can't have a strategy session with everyone in your business. There's no reason. It's a brand new month. It's like, boom, when are you free tomorrow? 3 o'clock, perfect. Let's hop on. Let's talk strategy. What are we going to do to make this month better than last month? Who can we talk to? Who do you know? Who do they know? Who wants to learn how to trade with you? Who's tired of watching Gold Cup and US 30 blow up but not have access to the signals? Right? Like, I mean, this thing can only win for so long before, you can take advantage of it. So number 7 is simply when you find a builder in an organization, power down, drive depth, get to know, have a strategy session, put a game plan in place. So step number 1, figure out their why with absolute clarity. Step number 2, make a list. Make a list. I prefer a physical list on a notebook, on a whiteboard even, right? Like somewhere you can see it that's not in your phone. It's easy to transcribe in your phone if you want to have multiple copies, but make a physical list on a whiteboard or simply on a piece of paper. Make a list and identify at least, you want to make a list 50 to 100 plus easily, but identify your top 10 people. Identify your top 10 people. And this is once you do this. I'm going to walk you through what you should do and then how you can duplicate it. So step number 1, you need to write down your why. Okay, you need to get crystal clear on why you do this. Step number 2, you need to make your list. You need to build a list of 50 to 100 plus and then star off the top 10. The top 10 influencers. Guys, here's what I look for on my list. Teachability, number 1. If you're not teachable, I can't help you. We're learning a skill of how to trade currencies in the world's largest financial market, and then we're building a business helping other people share that same exact message and story. So if you're not teachable, I just can't help you. So number 1, I look for people that are teachable. Number 2, I look for people that are hungry. You look for people that are hungry. There are wanters, needers, and deservers. Wanters, people that really just want this. Man, trading looks cool. I wish I could trade. That's awesome. That looks cool. Man, speaking on stage, that's so cool, right? Man, I would want to travel the world. Man, I wish I could do this. Man, I wish I could buy a Rolex. Man, I wish I could retire my mom. Man, I wish I, drove Lamborghinis like Matt and Jason. Man, that'd be so cool, right? Those are wanters. Needers, people that really need this. And there's like 99% of the world, in my personal opinion, needs this. These are people in situations that genuinely need this skill set, need this income. Unfortunately, if they're not the first thing I said, which is coachable, I don't work with them. I don't enroll them really. Or if you do enroll them, then you pray that they change or they figure it out through trial and error, which takes significantly longer. So there are wanters, there are needers, but most importantly, guys, the people I spend time with are the deservers. These are people that may need it and may want it, but they'll put the work in. They're coachable, they're hungry, they're teachable, they're willing to learn, they're on the calls, they're taking the notes, they're on IML TV, they're practicing on their demo account, they're executing trades with proper risk management on their live account. Those are people that deserve to win. They're reading every day, they're following the rule of 5 every day, they're adding value into the team chats. That is the person you're looking to partner with. So with that being said, now that you know on your list who you're looking for, you get your why, you now know who to identify and put down on your list. And then step number 3, schedule your first 4 events. These can be physical events. These can be Zoom launch call events. These can be Starbucks events. These can be inviting a bunch of people to YouTube. Whatever it is, take action and schedule your first 4 opportunities that you are presenting to them, or you are having a tool / your upline present the story of iMarkets Live and answer questions. So once you do all of that, and you've done that, and you're continuously doing that, this isn't a one-time thing. Making lists doesn't happen once. Scheduling your calls doesn't happen once. This is an ongoing process. Writing out your why evolves as your journey continues, as the place in your life continues, as circumstances in your environment changes. Certain things motivate you that didn't used to motivate you, and certain things you now have a new belief in, and you now are really to write down, retiring mom and dad, paying off that hospital bill, getting out of credit card debt, or maybe you're in a great place and you're just simply looking for more abundance. You're looking for a great place to invest your money. You're looking for a great place to plug your friend group into so they can be like you. Either way, it continues to evolve. So when you have a strategy session tomorrow, hopefully, tonight, hopefully, with your new members, with your new customers, with those people in your organization that you wrote down in the exercise before, find out their why. Find out why they do what they do. Help them make a list and show them your list, and then help them schedule out their first 4 events. Next, surface swimming. Surface swimming. This is what most people do. Surface swimming is when you enroll somebody in your business, but you don't tell them what to do, and you barely help them. That's really it. This comes from 2 things. Number 1, you just didn't know you actually had to launch the new member the right way. Run them through our getting started checklist. Run them through our 90-day trading plan. Run them through our 90-day IBO plan on the 1% Movement website under team training. You just weren't aware that those tools were there. You weren't aware that it was your responsibility to help them. You just didn't know, and you don't know what you don't know. So it's okay to not know. However, now you do know. So surface swimming can come from just being unaware or ignorant, or pure laziness. You just knew you had to do it and decided not to do it. So either way, you now know, and I pray after this call, you're not lazy and you don't surface swim. You hop on and have that strategy session. You plug people into the Monday night call. You plug people in to the Tuesday night trading call. You plug people into the Sunday night 7-figure mentorship call, which was unbelievable last night, by the way, from David Imonitie. Like, he dropped fire on the law of success, running people through that thing. I mean, he had the book out. He had his nasty mansion out. I mean, guys, you do know he has a Rolls Royce truck, right? Like, the man's got a brand new 2019 Rolls Royce truck. Like, the least we can do is hop on the 30-minute call and take some notes on exactly what he's talking about. So you do not want to miss those calls, absolutely at all. Next is this: how do you know who to work with? Okay, how do you identify? This is simple. Number 1, watch what they do. Don't listen to their mouth, watch their feet. As a leader, who do you work with? You work with people whose feet are moving, and watch their actions versus their conversations. Next, you'll know. If you're asking yourself, should I work with this person or should I not? That should tell you a lot, okay? That should tell you a whole lot. Number 3, activity versus productivity. Simply ask yourself, is this person just sitting around on the computer all day? Or are they productive? Are they actively making leaps and bounds, progress, all of that stuff? Number 4, are they learning by doing? Is they learn by doing and taking action? So understand that you don't learn by just sitting there and listening to IML TV. You learn by marking up your own chart and seeing a similar or not similar trend. You learn by taking a trade on your demo account and seeing the trade. Like, here's what blows my mind. Whether you have a bunch of money, you don't have a bunch of money in your brokerage account, when you hop on Christopher Derrick's sessions and he's giving you trade setups, why would you not follow those pairs when they enter in that zone, when it breaks and when it retests? Even on your demo account, why wouldn't you enter them and ride it for 50 to 100 pips? Set your TP, set your stop loss on a demo, and watch what happens. You got to learn by doing. This business and building is the exact same way. I would love to teach you exactly how to invite, expose, close, follow up, all of those different things. But the reality is you're only going to learn that skill by practicing, by doing, by implementing. So activity versus productivity, learn by doing and taking actions. Always connect based on what people do, not what they say. So, if someone's going ham and going crazy, launching new people, bringing in new customers, then you obviously know that that's who you can help. But at the start, you got to set that game plan in motion, launch them the right way, and give them the biggest chance for them to see success. Next, here's this. You are not responsible for someone when they join the business. What you are responsible is setting them up for success and be willing to help them work. I want you to take a picture of this, post this on IG, whatever it is. You are not responsible for somebody when they join the business. They started their own business. They are their own online franchise owner, their own trader, their own business builder. It is their responsibility to see success. I need you to hear me loud and clear. I've been doing this for an extremely long period of time. In the first half of my journey in this industry, I felt it was my responsibility. And that emotional impact led me to see massive success because I took their success as my success, but it also led towards massive guilt for those that didn't win with me. And so I need you guys to realize that you are not responsible for somebody when they join the business. Guys, I am not responsible for you. You are not responsible for me. But however, I took responsibility in my business and Ryan took responsibility for his business, which is why we're P5. We took responsibility. So what you need to do as a newest member, number one, you need to take responsibility for your business. Same comp plan, same product, same opportunity, same exposure, have way more trading and access to materials than the people who got started before you. IML is a significantly way better company than the people who quote unquote got in before you. It was not better. It has only gotten better. So what can you do? What is your responsibility? Launch the newest member the right way and be willing to work for them. You're responsible for setting them up for success. Be willing to work with them if they are willing to work. That is overall, as an IBO, as a leader, as a business builder, you need to be willing to work with those that are willing to work, and you need to set them up for success. You got to plug them in the team Telegram. The 1% traders chat is lit. The 1% movement builders chat is lit. The Facebook pages are popping. People are winning and seeing success. You got to plug people into the calls. You got to plug people into the chats. You've got to run strategy sessions. You've got to walk them through the website of the documents and videos that people like myself and Ryan and other leaders have put money, time, energy, and 6+ years of experience into. But outside of that, continue to bring in new people, bring in new customers, bring in new traders, bring in new leaders. So it doesn't matter who enrolled them, power down. Write that down. It doesn't matter who enrolled them, power down. A lot of people, here's something I want you to write down. Never assume. Never assume. It'll make an ass out of you and me both, right? Have you ever noticed that ASS is in assume? It's because that when you assume, that's what you turn yourself into. Assuming does not work. So when you power down, when you're active, and it's called staying on the leading edge of your organization. It's a great term. Stay on the leading edge of your organization. You're treating the newest member as if it was your own. You're treating the newest customer as if that was your personal enrollment. You're treating the newest member on the team as if that was your high school best friend that really needs this to work. You're treating it as if it was your girlfriend or your boyfriend, okay? So it's easier to build a new fire or throw gas on an existing fire. What that means is this. People that don't want this, don't force them to want this, but people that are showing signs of it, go throw rocket fuel on their tiny little backyard fire and turn it to a bonfire. People that simply, light a spark under that one person that can run with this thing. That's what powering down does. That's what staying away from surface swimming does, is you're able to pour gasoline. You're able to bring a match to the fire. You're able to add value to what somebody else is already looking to do. And then this is huge right here. This is huge right here. Surface swimming comes from misguided application from a corporate hierarchy. Guys, the reason why this is so hard, but the reason why this pays so well is because we as a society have been programmed to believe in a hierarchy. whether it's been your school teacher, your mom or dad, your teacher, your mentor, your secretary, your current job experience. There is a corporate hierarchy where there's you and then there's people below you. And then there's someone above you and there's someone above them. And how it works in this corporate hierarchy is this. You only care about the people you front lines delegate and nobody else below them. And you only care about that one person above you says and what nobody else above them says. And so it's a very weird hierarchy where you only work with a certain amount of people and can care less about everybody else. And that's the reason why it pays so little. The reason why jobs typically pay that is because the person above them is managing all of those other people, whether it's building relationships, infrastructure, systems, products that allows that system to work. But what you need to realize is you're now the CEO. You're now the CEO of your business. And this is your business. So no matter whether they're 100 levels deep, 10 levels deep, 3 levels deep, 17 levels deep, it's your business. You take responsibility and you rock with it. You simply go down, and just because you enrolled Mary and Mary enrolled Steve, but then you also enrolled Barney, doesn't mean you don't work with Steve like you work with Mary and Barney. Let's say you enrolled Mary and Mary enrolled Steve, Barney, Bill, and then Bill decided to step up and enroll Fred. What does that tell you about Bill? Bill's the first person to get someone started. Even though he's way down here, you should probably be spending a lot of time with Bill, because Barney and Steve had way more time to get people started than Bill, but Bill did it first and got Fred started. So understand that this is your business, trying to work through people, right? Work through Mary to get to Steve, work through Steve to get to Barney, work through Barney to get to Mr. Bill, because Mr. Bill brought you Fred, and Fred's the next Alex Morton. Fred's the next David Amitier. Fred's the next Austin Gotzi. Fred is the next, Dr. Spiller. Fred's the next person that's going to change your life, and you get to change their life. And then lastly, guys, in closing, here's just some goals that we have here. Work from your 3s to your 10s. They say that not everyone's a stud. Every jabroni can lead to a homie. Whatever it is, a dud can turn into a stud. Whatever one you like the best, whatever one you remember the best. Stay on the leading edge, like I said. Always work with the newest person. The newest person is the MVP. Create a dynamic of connectedness is incredibly, incredibly important. So how do you guys build confidence before we close off here? In the last 2 slides, number 1, understanding. You now have an understanding of how to power down after this call, how to stay on the leading edge, how to launch the newest member the right way, how to go out and have a strategy session, where to go use the 1% Movement website and the team training to go out there and launch the 90-day game plan for trading, the 90-day game plan for business, the getting started checklist, the team chats with, simply the team structure, the rule of 5, all those amazing things you now understand. Now that you understand it, you need to go apply it. And through continuous application of that understanding, you will now start to create a skill. And once you do the skill long enough, right, and consistently, it will then turn into programming, which means you'll run on complete autopilot, which is where you want to become. And then lastly, here are the 3/4 stages of leadership. Number 1, you're a dependent. You're relying on your upline. You're relying on your newest, the newest person who just brought you in. You're relying on the opportunity calls that other people throw. You're relying on the team training calls. You're relying on the team launching the newest member the right way calls. You're relying on the products and services because you don't know how to trade, because you're just learning how to trade. You are dependent on something. Next, you move into independent. You only want to be in the dependent phase for 15 to 30 days. 15 to 30 days. No more than 15 to 30 days, you should move to independent. Independent, I know what the basics of Forex are because I went through the IML Academy. I know how to set up a brokerage account because I've done it. I know how to add people into the Facebook page because I was added into the Facebook page. I know how to launch the newest member the right way because I was launched the right way, and I've already started to launch a couple people through the documents, through the tools, and through running a strategy session. So you're not maybe professional, but you're independent. You can survive on your own. If someone threw you on an island, you can build this business because you have access to these tools and these resources, and you know what you're doing. Number 3 is you're dependent on. Eventually, you'll stay at the independent phase, but you'll move to a place where it's not, let's get Ryan on a call. Let's get Christian on a call. Let's get Mike Sotero on a call. Let's get Christopher Derrick on a call. Let's get John Guaman on a call. Let's get Jason. Let's get Matt. Let's get Alex on a call. No, it's, hey, let's get Nate on the call. Hey, let's get Kiera on the call. Hey, let's get Crystal on the call, right? You're going to move to, hey, let's get Gustavo on the call. Let's get Zach on the call. Let's get new people on the call. Let's get Daniel Schuler on the call. So let's get Max on the call. Like, it's going to move to a place where it's like, listen, you are now being depended on. People now depend on you to share the story, you to launch a newest member the right way, you to show your trading techniques, you to do that. And the reason why I love, Ryan and I's relationship is we took personal responsibility to say, depend on us. And we learned how to trade. We learned how to mark up charts, read trend lines. We've made the relationships with all the top traders in the companies. We made the relationships with all the top builders in the companies to get the tips and trips and secrets. Guys, we didn't just do this for our own self-being. We didn't do this we didn't network our way up and learn this skill and do all this for our own self-gain. We said, if we can crack the code, if we can learn from the best, we can share it with the world. We can lead our team in the right direction. And we became dependent on. Eventually, guys, you get depended on and you help enough people go independent. You help enough people move out of the dependency stage, go independent. And here's the deal. If you want freedom, you just need to create leaders that are being depended on. If you create dozens, hundreds of leaders that are being depended on, you eventually create freedom. Legitimate, freedom. You can have, be, or do anything financially. You can travel the world. You can, move to the Middle East for 4 years and come back and you rank advanced 10 times. That's what happens whenever you build this business the right way, off of powering down, doing strategy sessions, leading people, and launching people the right way, running through the business. Guys, it's not about you. I love saying this on calls, and I normally open up calls. Guys, it's not about you. It's about who you can help. However, you can't help anybody until you help yourself. You cannot help anybody until you help yourself. Guys, you can't lead people to freedom if you're not free. You can't lead people to be dependent on if people can't depend on you. You can't create an independent leader if you're not independent. All that leaves you is in a place of dependency, which you need to get out of as soon as possible, guys. So that is our Monday night call. I hope all of you saw some amazing value. I came here because I simply wanted to strike this home, guys, because powering down is how you get wealthy. It's how you build massive organizations. It's how you get to Chairman 100, Chairman 250, Chairman 500. Guys, if you want to make 6 or 7 figures in this industry, you got to learn to not just work with who you bring in, but how to turn 10 personal enrollments into an organization of thousands of people, because the people that are on your team right now might not take you to your goals and dreams, but that doesn't mean they won't lead you. That doesn't mean they won't earn in the process of also getting you to where you want to go. Imagine what happens whenever you go out and you power down through the newest member and you help that new member go P1000. You now have a power leg. You just built them a power leg. Now all they have to do is go out and put 4 down one side, 3 on the other, and boom, they're P600. So you got to understand that powering down is selfless for all parties. Everyone gets big legs. Everyone gets to make money. And most importantly, you are doing your job as a leader, not just working with the people you're comfortable with, but you're launching the newest member and making them the MVP. Guys, here's what's sad is I've seen people enroll people, and they're best because they didn't power down through that person that they personally enrolled. That person's best friend got started on someone else's team because that person wasn't trained, wasn't launched, didn't host their first 4 events, didn't host their first 4 calls, didn't invite them to it because they weren't taught how to do that. Their best friend from high school, college, whatever it was, launched on someone else's team and went chairman. So imagine that chairman would have been in your business. That chairman would have been in their business, all because they didn't power down. So with that being said, guys, I'm super excited for our next convention, the IM convention in Dallas. We have some amazing, amazing things. We already have a massive squad of people that have bought tickets. We already have a massive squad of people that are already looking at some sick Airbnbs, some mini mansions, or maybe some not so mini mansions that we're going to all have for our IM Dallas event here in about 4.5 months or so. So I'm excited for that. Hope everyone has an amazing rest of your night. Thank you for your time. If you saw value, post in the chat, post in the Facebook page. Share this with everybody, and I'll talk to you guys later. Peace out, fam.